Libertarians are the third largest political party in the United States. They believe in minimal government and maximal liberty. If you listen to the rhetoric from Republicans, it seems like they have a lot in common with libertarians.
We are once again standing up for freedom.
I also believe in individual liberty. It's your choice.
This state is doing very well. A lot of it has to do with limited government.
Republicans have been lying to themselves for decades. They don't actually believe in small government and freedom, especially not when it comes to social issues like drug use and what goes on in your bedroom.
President Trump has made the fight against illegal drugs a top priority of this administration.
Despite the many differences and conflicts between the GOP and libertarians, the two have a lot more in common than with the other major political party, Democrats. So do the two have a chance at unifying?
I have heavy libertarian sympathies and leanings. What I've always said is that I think that the future of the conservative movement is in a basic conservative libertarian merger where conservatives acknowledge that libertarians are right about government and libertarians acknowledge that conservatives are right about the necessity of a social fabric.
I think Ben's point is very interesting, but the problem is that Republicans don't acknowledge that libertarians are right on government. Ben doesn't even do this. There's a more major divide at play. Republicans don't take free markets far enough, and they certainly don't believe in individual liberty when it comes to so many social issues. Before the Trump era, there was cause to be optimistic that Republicans would move to more liberty-minded positions in both economic and social domains. But once Trump became president, that optimism went away. Trump has taken over the GOP and moved it in the opposite direction of liberty and away from libertarianism. Two major examples are trade and labor. Free trade used to be advocated for by Republicans. It is, after all, just free market capitalism. Protectionism, big government, big labor, taxes, and tariffs used to be the domain of the far left. You can hardly call yourself a capitalist when you agree with Bernie Sanders on major economic policies.
He is right about one thing, trade. Guy's right about trade. But we do agree on one thing, trade.
This is one of the main areas where Trump has caused harm to liberty and the idea of limited government. But there are other areas, too, where he has moved the GOP to the left and away from free enterprise and personal liberty. The area where there was a fair amount of agreement between libertarians and Republicans was economics. Now they don't even have that. Trump has ruined any chance of a libertarian and Republican unification anytime soon. In many ways, the two major parties are now more similar than pre-Trump. There is no longer a refuge in the major parties for those seeking actual capitalism and actual freedom. There is now no major candidate who will give you meaningful economic liberty. The Republicans need to stop lying to themselves and the public. They need to stop saying they are the party of small government and personal freedom. They're not. And until that changes, they will fail to attract libertarians.